Hey everybody, long time no see, right? Okay, so I've come back with something really simple for y'all to do. We're back on the Brother LX3125 machine. And I'm going to show you how to use your buttonhole function. It's really simple, okay? Okay, so as you can see here, this is where you get all of your different functions for your Brother machine. And on these first couple, it's all under 1, or the number 1, and you have a B, an A, C, and a D. B goes up the left side, D goes down the right side of the buttonhole, and then A and C both do the bar tacks, I think they're called, at the top and the bottom. The A is the bottom, the C is the top. But it really doesn't matter because this is one button, this is one button, and this is one button. So looking over here, I would turn this all the way around. Let's see if we can get a good view on that. Okay, so I usually start with D, and then I'll start sewing. Okay, so for this illustration, I'm going to do an inch buttonhole, and I've marked it here with my ruler, and you can either do marks like this, or if you wanted to do an inch buttonhole, you could do this, and just do little dots. Or you can even do little X's. Or, lastly, if you think it looks better, you can do something like this, and then draw little lines, so almost like mini T's. Can you see all of those? So this is my example with just straight lines. This is a different way to mark them with dots. Oops, dropped my pen. This is another way with little X's, and then this is another way with little T's, with the length of the T pointing towards the inside of the buttonhole. Okay, so I decided to use the one with the dots, and my sewing machine is set on D, which is going to go down this left side, and then I start sewing. Okay, so I've gotten to the dot at the other end. Then I'm going to go up here. I'm going to switch this to AC. Like that. And you should be able to see the arrow pointing straight into the AC. And the AC just does the little bar tacks. So it doesn't matter if you're trying to do exactly A or trying to do exactly C. It's both in one button. So do that. I only do it about 5 or 6 times back and forth. Then that should be done. Then come up here, switch it to B, and back down again. And once the light Okay, when you get up to the beginning, lift your press or your needle up again, switch back to AC, and I just did it, you probably heard it. Back and forth, so you make a little bar tack at the top. Please do not make them thick, that's a big mistake I used to make when I was just learning how to sew. Then, what I like to do, there is a function at the top, number 11 on this machine if you have the same exact machine, and I usually switch mine to 11, is that right? Yippers. Okay, just because that gives me almost like a little stay stitch, so I feel better about it not coming out. Oops, and I left my needle in, don't do that, you might break something. So take that out. And what that's gonna do is sew right down the side. So I'm gonna forward and back stitch a little bit, and then I'm finished. And that's what my buttonhole looks like afterwards. Okay. I snip my threads, and then ooh, can't see. Now we got the buttonhole done. Let's zoom out a little bit. A lot of times what I like to do to open my buttonhole, I'll fold it over to where I can feel both of the bar tacks in the same spot. And then I'll do a little snip in the middle just to get it started. Try your hardest not to cut your threads. Then once I get a little opening in it, I'll slowly cut to each end, from the middle to each end. It's a little more weird to go from end to end. So that's it, and it's open. Hope you guys got to see that. I folded it in half, snipped it, cut to each end from the middle. And then that's done. Now, if you're feeling really weird about one side kind of looking a little more loose than the other, go look at some of your garments that you have in the closet. It might be a dress shirt or something. They're not always perfect, and a lot of times both sides look like this weaker looking side. Don't take yourself so seriously, guys. It will be okay. It took me a minute to kind of get used to these and kind of leave it alone, because if you don't leave your buttonholes kind of, you know, not super duper thick, I know this side looks better, but a lot of times depending on your thread and depending on, you know, how your machine is acting that day, you'll get really thick buttonholes, and we don't want thick buttonholes. We want nice, thin, flexible buttonholes, because we want to get our buttons through, and then we don't want our buttonhole to be the thing that, you know, everybody's looking at on the garment. We want them to look at the buttons or the other, you know, details. So don't take yourself too seriously. Get used to it. This is alright. Another thing to remember, don't make thick bar tacks on the end. And that's it. Please enjoy making buttonholes. Now you're through. So have a good day.